Let's talk a little bit about being afraid of getting worse. And so you're afraid to do anything. That includes stuff that you should do and try to get better. And just in general, just gaining experience and living a life.
Hit it! That's what I'm talking about. Wait!
Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boy.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Jeffrey Lynn. Welcome back to my channel where I discuss my personal experience with multiple chronic illnesses and just some life hacks of how to deal with that. When you've suffered as much as I have with multiple chronic illnesses, you're just really afraid of getting worse, and anytime you get a little bit better, you just hold on to that so hard because you don't want to feel that pain again, and you're also so used to things getting much worse that anytime something gets a little bit worse, you start thinking the worst. You start thinking that things are just gonna spiral out of control again, which it's probably gonna happen. So that's part of the reason why worrying about it wouldn't really change anything, and instead you should focus on the things that you can do, which is learn how to take the correct amount of risk, and don't be afraid to try things, including medical things, therapies that could help, and as well as going out and doing things or going to school, because learning information and educating yourself and being able to plan with that information that you get for yourself, that is really important to have. But anytime you go out and try to do something, you increase your chances of your health getting worse, just like I'm doing right now. I'm surrounded by all these people, and there are smokers around here, and I don't have my mask on. Don't freak out about that. Coming out and doing stuff physically is necessary to just gain experience and just also push yourself to see how much you can handle without breaking. And that brings me to the main point of how much risk should you take. The amount of risk you should take is how much your body can handle, where you'll get worse, but you won't spiral out of control and just have your disease sort of turn into a very extreme version of it that you're basically like treating another disease. So you don't want to have, let's say, like a very light case of allergies with runny noses and go to like a MCAS, mast cell activation syndrome, just not being able to smell anything, not being able to eat anything, just reacting to everything in the environment. That would be too much. But if doing something will trigger your reactions and you'll be debilitated for a couple days or even a couple weeks, but you'll be able to go on with your life again, even though it's probably in a miserable state and you still have reactions going on. But if you can go on again, that's a proper amount of risk, in my opinion, because if you don't go out and do something, or if you don't give a new medication a try, you won't ever have a chance to get better. A lot of people are trying to not lose, they're not trying to win. And winning in this case, for those of us who are sick, winning is getting healthier, getting better. But you have to take risks, you have to try certain medications, sometimes you have to stop certain medication. A lot of people are afraid to do that too, just because they're afraid to get a little bit worse, they're afraid to go through that withdrawal symptom, and so they are addicted or dependent on a certain medication just because they're afraid to get worse. So you should be so used to being sick by now that, yeah, being worse sucks, but at least you have a lot more practice than other people do. So you already know what that feels like. You probably even know how to plan around it, but it's a risk you got to take. Otherwise, you won't really get anywhere. You won't really have a chance to improve, because if you have a chronic illness, resting isn't going to help. You've rested enough. You probably rested your whole life or however long you've had the disease. The disease is just so strong that the body by itself, resting or even cleaning up your diet or all of those holistic, natural, typical lifestyle changes isn't going to work. So you're going to have to be brave, go out and try other therapies or even experimental medications, or go off of the medications that you have now, or add a medication to whatever it is that you're using now, which can cause drug interactions that you might not like, but those are necessary for you to give yourself a chance. Sometimes even if a medication is working, you'll feel some bad symptoms and you'll think your condition is getting worse. And so a lot of people lose an opportunity to get better just because they don't like the feeling or certain side effects of medications. There are a lot of great medications out there that sometimes initially feels bad because the body's actually healing itself. Just like the first couple days of a flu, you might be sweating a lot, but that's your body trying to fight the virus to get it out. So don't be afraid of getting worse. Don't be afraid of taking chances. Don't be afraid of getting a little bit tired, working hard for a good education and information that can help you with your illness and just your lifestyle in general. So I'm in the city of Utrecht right now in the Netherlands, and just a couple of years ago I didn't even know this city existed. Just the fact that I'm here is just me doing what I'm telling you guys to do in this video, because I found that being in the Netherlands has helped my health condition so much. Just somehow the environment here reduces my inflammations and my allergic reactions by several times. It hasn't cured me. It's not really close to cure me, but it's done what a lot of medications haven't been able to do. Just something with the environment here is good for me personally. A lot of people here feel better somewhere else. So I'm not saying this is the place you should be. I'm just saying that sometimes you have to get out, take some risks to get to the place or the medication that you need. And you're not going to be able to get it just being locked up in a room, stuck in your bed, suffering away. Even if you get a little bit better, take advantage of that. And how I got here is, I was working from home editing videos, and then eventually I connected with enough people that I started my own fashion entertainment magazine. I have no idea about anything related to fashion, but it was just like the full production for photography and video that I love so much. In the fashion industry, they really take it to the next level. And eventually I connected with other people on Instagram and bloggers, and through them wanting to be in my magazine and also me doing consulting for them, I connected with people all around the world, and eventually worked with my good partner and friend Muriel and she's from this part of the Netherlands, and here I am. And without actually coming here and doing all the work and taking the risk of flying overseas to a country that I've never been before, without taking that risk, I would never have known that this is where I feel the best. No doctor could tell me that. There's no tests that could tell me exactly like what part of the world I should be in or what city I should be in. It's something that, you know, I have to put myself out there, use my own body as an experiment to test it out. So that's just a little inspiration or story for you of how what I'm explaining in this video has worked for me. All right, guys, again, my name is Jeffrey Lin. If you felt this video is useful, please subscribe and leave a comment below. Let me know if this has helped or what strategies have helped you to get yourself out there, and what benefits you have had of not just trying to hide and not just trying to hang on to any little improvements that you have, that you're afraid to go for the big improvements, the big life changes.